I'm going to do music as a pseudonym. And I'm going to try to get a collab with Abel. But my name is going to be Kane. Is that smart or what?
LifeOnPodcast.com is where you can get to
Let Me Love You by Kane and Abel.
Stop it.
No, wait, hey, Duck. The song's called Duck by Kane and Abel. No, we're going to call it Look Out.
Oh my
Look out. Look out by Kane and Abel.
So back to what I was saying.
What's up, friends, family, and fans?
Hi.
Welcome to L.I.F.E Podcast. This is where we listen and inspire friends in entertainment.
And everywhere.
That's right, man, because life happens to everyone. I am your host, Stone Stafford.
So we just settled into this. You are the host, I'm the co-host thing.
Last time I didn't say host. Last time I was like, I'm Stone Stafford.
No, check the last episode.
We will check the last two. And the last one I said host. Yeah. The one before that, I said I'm just Stone Stafford.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I edit these things.
You want to tell the people who the frick you are?
I'm Johnny Vaughn, man, the co-host.
Man, oh
Life
man.
on Podcast, the co with the capital C. Since
Right.
I gotta be the co, I want the C to be big.
Johnny Vaughn, not Johnny Van.
No, don't say
because
Van.
that's his name. That's his branding and all that kind of crap.
Vaughn.
You know, we got people changing names all over the place. No one's happy with the name that they got. Guilty.
Well, wait a minute. It doesn't mean you're not happy with it. It just means that it's not as beneficial, right? And you just gotta.
I'll tell you what's beneficial. You guys liking, subscribing, and sharing. That's what's beneficial.
Smooth.
So why don't y'all go ahead and do that? You like that segue?
Yeah, exactly. So we can get to that million subscribers in 2023.
In 2023, that's
Boom.
right. Wait, so what do you mean it's not beneficial? I mean, I know what you mean by it, but
so-
seriously, like folks are changing their names.
Okay, so
Like no joke.
Since we're gonna go down that path, like with my real name, my government name, which you've said so many times on this podcast, I want to hit you in the face with it, but it's okay. It doesn't flow off the tongue from a media perspective, unless you use the
first letter.
Dot and then the
that's
last
great.
name. And and it did, and it worked. And I went by that when I was in Orlando. It worked, and everybody still like. This is funny. I still get people call me that, which is cool because it's my name. I actually ran into some legal issues before I had to change it when I got to Atlanta. And the story behind that, I met a cousin. This said cousin is a music producer. He was prominent at one point. He's from the West Coast. His name is we got the same name.
I think, yeah.
I'll tell you the story.
Yeah.
And when I came to Atlanta, I was going to use this. He lived here at the time. I was going to use the same name. And he was like, I'm gonna put a dish record out on you. Like, you trying to ride my coattails and all of that. I'm like, bro, what? It's my name. So I hit my legal team up and I was like, yo, is there a thing here? Like, when I have a problem, like, you wouldn't have a problem with it. It's a legal thing. I actually had trademarks for what my radio branding was. So it wasn't, but however, the contract for the radio station was starting soon. And I just didn't want to deal with any nonsense anyway.
Okay.
So that's why I changed the name. I had a legitimate reason for doing it because I didn't want to deal with the headaches. Plus,
dumb.
It was
oh man,
it was a dumb situation, but it actually turned out kind of good because the moniker I used when I was in Orlando had started building some popularity, and when I got a taste of, I don't want to say celebrity, but when I got a taste of more than
just your mama knew you,
more than people just know who I was, I ain't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like showing up places and they knew who I was. So now being able to have my government name and my pseudonym, which is still really my name, it's just a different part of it, as my radio persona, separating those two things have been beneficial to me, and keeping those two lives not the same. So that's why I did it. What did you? First of all, what did you change from?
My name has changed many a times. Unfortunately, I don't know if I was having an identity crisis or what. So my government name is Robert Stafford. Very British.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, very British. But I mean, my father's name is Robert.
Are you a junior, second, third?
I'm not. No.
Okay.
My last name is Stafford. His is Richardson.
Okay.
I was supposed to be a junior. Plans didn't work out.
It didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Understood.
But so the timeline. So when I was little, and I told my sister about this, and she can't remember what friend I'm talking about. But I told her, I said, I didn't make it up out of thin air. But she's like, no, I didn't say you didn't. She had a friend. So she had to be maybe 12 or something. I was little. That's all I know. Okay. So she had a friend whose boyfriend, his name was Stone. Now, rather not his birthday, I don't know, right? And sometimes and I didn't see him all the time, but if I was ever with him or something like that, he would call me Little Stone. So that's the first introduction to Stone.
Gotcha.
Doesn't really count because it's not like it's stuck or anything like that. And then for some reason, I don't know why, I wanted to change my name to Andre. Now, there was a guy that went to my church. His name was Andre.
Not because of Harrell.
No,
Did you have any relationship?
no.
Okay.
This is before music.
Oh, okay.
I'm still only like 10. A guy that went to my church named Andre, and for some reason I thought that was, I said, it's like French, and it's a special name. I mean, I'm older now that I'm older. I'm like, Andre, what the heck?
was I thinking?
So I wanted to call my name Andre, and what's so funny is my mom was like, why and all this stuff. She's like, okay, So we go to church, and people's like, hey, Robbie, you know what I mean? And she go, well, he's Andre now.
Your mama participated with this?
She participated.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of how women seem to be like, well, he's not Johnny now. He's Jonicia. You know what I mean? So he's like, but the thing is, they went along with it. And they were like, oh, okay. Well, Andre.
How long?
I was 10, so this had to be 1980.
How long did this last?
It didn't last long. It maybe lasted a summer. You know what I mean? So then I was done with Andre.
Okay.
I was like, I don't think I like that name anymore. And so then fast forward to high school. Now I'm going to this boarding school. Mm-hmm. And I just took on a whole other persona at that point, And so we were in the meeting with the freshmen in the freshman dorm, and we're all introducing ourselves. And I was trying to be the hard kid from Trenton, I was sitting there like, you know what I mean? I think it was 2 black people sitting in there. And they were going around the names, like, what's your name? And I was like, there was a movie that had just come out about, thrash and BMXs. I did do that.
You were a biker?
In the neighborhood.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. No, I didn't.
I had the mongoose and everything. And so when it came around to me, I was like, Rad.
No, you didn't.
I said my name was Rad. And if you guys look it up, there was a movie back in the day called Rad. But what's so funny is one of the upperclassmen, his name was it was Rad something. It was a part of a longer name.
Okay.
And the guy was like, "Oh man, my last name is Rad something." And I said, "Yeah, no, but that's what they call me." I was stupid, just dumb. So that was my name, Rad.
Smelling yourself a little bit.
Wait. Again, so I wrote it I had 2 pairs of shorts. I wrote it on the back of my shorts. And they was like, Rad, what's that sound? I said, Radical, stands for radical.
Stop.
That was the name of the movie, not Rad. The name of the movie was Radical. I did not. He goes, Radical. And of course, everyone thought it was dumb, but I owned it. So then you had people who thought it was cool after a while. And like the girls years later, they used to be like, yeah, I remember when somebody said, yeah, there's a guy named Rad. And the girls were like, who's this guy Rad? Like, I gotta see who would call themselves Rad. Like, they were all, like, whoa. But anyway, my name got around.
I'm sitting here wondering that right now.
I had Radical written on the back of my shorts. I mean, that's...
In handwritten? Not even in
it was handwritten. It was a Sharpie.
That's horrible.
Dude, so bad.
Absolute trash.
I want to say it was happy. It was a very happy.
What did you benefit from this? Because mine had a
Nothing,
reason.
just notoriety.
That was it. People
just notoriety. I mean, one, it did make people curious about who this guy was, or whatever. And then when they met me, I'm a fun-loving guy. I make people laugh and stuff like that. So it became I wasn't a jerk with it because some of the girls actually thought, who is this a-hole calling himself Radical?
Yeah.
He's got to be like this narcissistic a-hole. And turns out I'm this fun-loving guy. So it worked out. So it was Rad. And then I got introduced to the plant life, in high school.
As far as plant-based eating or
botany?
Botany. Okay.
Botany, where you put the fire to the plants. You know what I'm saying? So I got introduced to that. And I did it pretty hard. Right. And then one person, when we were out in the woods smoking whatever, it was like, man, you a straight stoner. And so that's where Stone kind of got reissued. Now it never stuck because there was maybe a handful of people that went between Rad and Stoner. Right. Stoner. But Rad was mainly it in high school.
Did you ever have a flashback to the fact that you were called Little Stone back in the day when this started happening?
Honestly, not really, because like I said, it never really stuck. Not until later. And the reason why is, so now I'm in high school, so I leave high school with the whole Rad/Stoner thing, more Rad than anything. But when I got to community college, there's this girl, fine girl, named Hernandez, Magda Hernandez. Goodness gracious.
That was her real name.
No, but her boyfriend's name was Stoner. And so because she was fine, I used to hang out with her in the lunchroom. I was like, oh, snap. That was my nickname all throughout high school. And she was like, for real? She goes, oh, I thought I'd never meet another stunner. And she just thought I was cool and anything that allowed me to talk to her. You know what I mean?
You do know that was not cool, right?
It was not cool at all. But the things we do just for women. You know what I mean?
True.
So that kind of took there. But now I'm down here at Come to Atlanta, Morehouse music industry. Mm-hmm. At this point now, I'm going by Rob/Stone, right? So I'm thinking now about keeping Stone. Now that I kind of...
In different moments, or were you introducing yourself as I'm Rob?
It was
Stone?
different moments. Sometimes I was Rob, sometimes I was
okay.
Depending on who. But then when we got our deal, when we got signed to First Priority Atlantic, I was like, I want this whole thing. I want to know who knew me before I was famous and who knew me and who's the real ones, you know what I'm saying? So I met this girl. There's always a woman in the story where I make my life decisions. So I met this girl this first time I used it. She was like, what? We had just performed. Uh-huh. She was on me. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. She was on me, right? Okay. We got that sometimes. And she asked my name. I was like, Julian. And I think I got that from New Jack City. I can't remember. I don't remember. It was some movie and the dude's name was Julian. Bro. And I was like, that's a cool name. I like that name. And she was like, oh, what's your last name? And I was like Vaughn. So
no,
my name was Julian Vaughn.
No, you didn't. Why am I just hearing this story?
Really? I never told you this?
I've never heard this story.
Julian Vaughn. And Chris was right here. Chris could have told you. I thought we mentioned it on that podcast.
No.
And so I said, Julian Vaughn. And so she's like, oh, okay. But I only introduced myself to like 3 girls
as Julian
Vaughn, right? So, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of the way I know I met them, you know, before I was famous, you know? And so finally, we meet Perry Reed, the wife of L.A. Reid, former artist Pebbles. So she meets this guy Chip from Dallas's group Highland Place Mobsters. He takes us to meet Perry Reed. So we're singing for her or whatever, and she said, "Oh, you guys, you know," she thought we were dope, and so expressed that she wanted to manage us. So we're standing in line. So she asked our names. So she goes down, Chris Young, you know, Antonio was like Tonio, Greg was like Greg, Eric. That dude said Hollywood.
No, he didn't.
And we all looked at him. It was like, ain't nobody ever call you Hollywood. That was literally the first time we ever heard Hollywood. He claims that his friends and growing up, he was called Hollywood. I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. And so I was next. So when she came to me, I was like, well, shoot, he's going to be Hollywood. I was like, I'm going to go back. I thought about Julian. Uh-huh. I thought about saying Julian Vaughn.
I mean, you're number 5 in the group, right? So it's at you at this point.
It was at me at this point. I thought about Julian Vaughn, but then at that moment then, Stone, I was like, Stone, I was little, Stone in high school, Stone. So then a kid, I was like, I'm going to stay with Stone. And so when she asked me, she goes, what's your name? And I was like, Stone. Now, by then, I think Chris had known about the nicknames, and some of the guys in the group knew that was this and that. So it wasn't as shocking as Hollywood.
Right.
So I was like, Stone. This is what made it stick. Perry, and if y'all ever seen Pebbles, well, look her up. Singer, Pebbles, and you'll see. I used to have a crush on her anyway. So she was like, I said, Stone. She goes, ooh, I like that.
Done deal. It's over with.
That's a wrap. That's all she wrote.
Okay.
Government name, goodbye. And it's been Stone ever since. So it kind of slowly came and, you know, this and that. But then I've been Stone ever since.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Did either one of the Julian Vaughn girls ever find you and say, yo, Julian?
Later?
Did it ever happen?
No.
The reason why it made me, when you told me that, I started thinking about the Jamie Foxx story.
What was that one?
Because that's not his name. So, you know,
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah. Is it Eric Marlon Bishop is Jamie's real name?
What?
And when he would go to auditions, some of the auditions would be like just for girls. He would go to open mic nights and he couldn't get up.
No.
And he started realizing that they would always call up girls that had like hot names. So he would like Jennifer Starr,
Get
make stuff
here.
up. So one day he wrote down Jamie Foxx and they called Jamie Foxx up. He went up, he said he killed it. And he said he came down.
But they didn't say anything to the fact that he wasn't a girl though?
No. He was like, I'm just Jamie Foxx. So he went up, did the thing.
Wow.
And at the end of the show, he said, so people were like, yo, Jamie, you killed it. And this is when they thought he was arrogant because he wouldn't respond because he forgot.
Oh, I
his name
never
was
knew
Jamie
this.
Foxx. But that's the story he tells of where the name came
That is
from.
hilarious. Now, I will tell you this. It got to the point, though, where sometimes people, especially if I knew you already, obviously,
Yeah.
they'll be like, Rob or Robert, and
Yeah.
I don't
And you
respond.
don't remember?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, snap, that's me.
Now, I had that happen in high school because I always went by Jonathan. I decided to go to a different school for 9th grade that was outside of the performing arts. And I decided to do the whole new identity thing. So I went by my middle name. I went by Javon.
Okay.
And
At least it was your name.
It was my actual
Yeah.
name. But that actually happened because like for that whole it took me a while to get used to answering to
Right,
Javon.
exactly.
And then after that year, it took a minute for me to get comfortable with people calling me Jonathan again. So
I
that
was
was
so messed up. People
that
would
was
be
the
like Horace. I'm like, yes. I mean, I was just answering to any name because I was switching my name so much. Like Walter, what?
You was just having legit identity crisis.
I don't know what I was going through, but that's what happened. But I did not know that about Jamie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then, so what's his name's doing it though?
Who's that?
Because obviously Prince had changed his name.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
famous
the
one. But
artist
Boy's
formerly known
doing it right now.
The Weeknd.
Weeknd.
The Weeknd just did it. Yeah, which people call him Abel a lot, but yeah, I think he's like officially like done away with the Weeknd thing.
And I love how people grow into that. You know what I mean?
You know what? I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, they grow into
It's
that.
kind of
It's like a
growing into your
maturity.
name.
Yeah.
My wife did it. My wife, she didn't start going by Gwen. She hated her middle name. And then when she started acting and started getting bigger roles, she started going by Gwen instead of her
Didn't
actual
you use
first
her
name.
last name for a while?
I did.
What was her last name again?
McGuire.
That's
Yeah,
right. 'Cause I
when I
always thought
first-
your name was Johnny McGuire.
When I first got
which
up here-
actually, thanks to the movie, I always thought was cool.
That was
You know
the
what I
name.
mean?
So the story behind that
That
is
messed me up. I'll just let you know that messed me up for a minute.
it still messes Ian up.
Yeah, because I thought your name was McGuire.
No, so when I got up here, that was the moniker I went to from Orlando to here. I became Johnny
That's
McGuire
what it
here.
was, yeah.
But after like 2 years of using it, I had a light bulb moment, and I was like, "That's my wife's name."
And you
Which
used to be-
means
you used to
that's-
be proud of it. Like, oh,
Yeah,
McGuire.
yeah,
Now
but then it was like
then you
that-
grew some nuts.
Not only is it my wife's last name, that's some other dude's last name, and I was like, "That's like the most disrespectful thing I can do to my dad,
is.
man." And
Oh,
I
for
was
your
just
dad,
like,
okay.
I was like, "How did I?" So like, I almost ended up going by Johnny Alexander or Jay Alexander because my dad's middle name is Alexander, and I was just like, "That's too many."
There was a J. Alexander.
It's
I don't
too
know if you
many
know that or
syllables.
not. Yeah, there was already a J. Alexander in Atlanta.
Okay, well, good thing I didn't do it. Apparently, there was a John Wells here too, so that's what started this whole
no.
thing. But at that point, I was like, well, my dad gave me my middle name, so using the name he gave me was, and that's where Johnny Vaughn came from. It came out of Jonathan Javon. Or,
Right.
I was already Johnny, and then the Vaughn just cutting the Javon part off. So that's the whole thing out of it.
Who else has done that recently? Like gone from
Recently?
not gone from like their regular name to
some other-
a stage name, but like from the stage name to what's the Weeknd's real name?
It's Abel. I don't know his last name.
see his
I can
last
never
name.
pronounce his last name. It starts with a T.
Abel.
It's Abel something.
McConan Tesfaye.
There you go.
Is he African?
Sounds wild enough. I don't know, dude.
Hold on. This is wait. This is how you say it.
You finna get Siri to do it. Don't do it.
Hold on. Let's see.
That's gonna be wrong.
Listen.
We are looking at how to pronounce the real name
Why you do that?
I didn't.
the Canadian singer
it's Canadian.
known
Just say the
as
freaking
The
name.
Weeknd.
Oh my God.
We're going to be looking at how
Oh, shut up.
You putting them through all of this?
Abel Tesfaye. Pretty straightforward. Once you
Tesfaye.
Tesfaye. Okay.
You people who do like YouTube crap or whatever, get to the freaking point. Like, get to the point. No one needs all this extra stuff. And you want to know what else drives me nuts? Yeah, I'm about to be on the whole left soapbox. Is this whole AI description crap? When they have the AI read,
Yeah.
I can't stand that. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. And especially if they think it sounds like a real voice. It isn't. Look at this cute puppy. He knows that his owner knows he loves to snack. And this person over here takes showers because she knows that smelling awful is bad.
You letting it bother you?
I am. I'm letting it bother
letting
me.
it bother
I'm
you?
wasting energy on it.
Yeah,
but
don't
it's
do
so
it.
annoying. And Tasha listens to that crap on like volume 30.
Tosh does it. Ugh.
On volume 30, and it just drives me nuts. Anyway, if you do a post, just get to the point. Just get to the freaking point. We're about to listen to Abel Tesfaye. Anyway, at least you know it, Tesfaye.
I do have an answer for the question you asked. It popped in my head as you started getting
So
mad
why
at the
why
AI.
he's changing his name?
No. You asked if I knew somebody else who did it, and this one's actually for the girls.
From
because
stage name
it
to
stood
real.
out. Yeah, Black China, and the reason why the whole Kardashian family thing.
So
she's going back to Angela, and not only did she do that, She got rid of the lip fillers and the cheek fillers.
Whoa,
yeah, dude.
Wait,
like whole.
What is it? I just had a whole visual.
Yeah.
Like her lips look like two flat tires. I'm sorry. You got to be careful with that, don't you? If you have to go backwards.
Do. Yeah, you do. I think a lot of I'm actually.
Well, first of all, it's only funny because it didn't happen. If it happened, I wouldn't make fun. But it didn't happen.
We'll see how she feel about it.
It's all fakeness.
But she says she's gonna walk in her truth now. She's gonna be who she is.
What's her last name? Do you know?
White. Her real last
Angela
name.
White.
Angela White.
Okay.
And I thought it was a cool concept. I thought the timing of it was interesting because I was like, this, when your star stops shining and you need to be back in the public eye, I felt like it was gimmicky. But then hearing some of the interviews, I was like, no, I think this is genuine, and I think the media just jumped on it.
I mean, it could breathe new life.
It could, and I mean I think that's again from aside from.
Now you think people, let's say she puts out new stuff, and Abel too. They put out new records. Well, Abel, you're gonna know it's him. His voice is unique enough where you know it's him. Yeah. But although, if it's just Abel, somebody might be like, man, somebody out here trying to sound like The Weeknd. And like if you find out it is him, or with like China, you find out the new records she put out. Do you think people will feel fugazied?
And that's the thing I was thinking about. I think yes, but I also think that she's at a stage in her life now where she doesn't care and she's doing it for her. And we kind of had those
unless
conversations.
They make it a thing like Prince did, where he made it a thing. Like it was all in the news. Like this is what I'm doing. Yeah, But if you just switch up on somebody all of a sudden and you put a record out and I wonder if the listeners think like they would feel fugazi or not. If the record's dope, they probably wouldn't care.
I think everybody's gonna try to find something to be upset about if they're a fan because we need to have something to be upset about. I think for
we did go from Sean to Puffy.
That was the other one.
To Diddy.
To Brother Love. To
I missed the Brother Love part.
That happened.
Is that where he is now?
I don't know where he's at now. He might be back to Diddy now.
You know what? I'm glad never caught on. I ain't gonna lie, and I'm not dissing him. This is just my personal opinion. But you know what? I'm really happy it didn't catch on. The whole Snoop Lion thing.
Snoop Lion was terrible.
The
Rastafarian thing was trash.
I'm so glad
the album was cool.
Right.
I dug the music, but the name would have been.
I'm glad that didn't work.
Yeah, no, I'm glad he abandoned that one too.
So if you do it for those reasons, now what's do you know Rican's or Abel's reasons for changing his name?
I don't think. I think he's just doing it. It was
really
just a musical
he hasn't
growth
really had
thing. I don't know if he may have. I haven't seen it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't chased the story down enough. Right. It just popped in my head since we started having a conversation after your identity crisis as a child.
I was gonna say if you do it for the reasons like that, I get it, but don't do it for like mine. Where I'm just like, who am I? What do I want to do? Yeah. Don't do it for those reasons.
I'm not gonna be changing my name again. I'm probably gonna stick with Johnny Vaughn forever at this point. The people who know me that call me by my first name, I allow it. What I don't like, though.
Well, Johnny. I mean, Johnny's
fun. What I don't like. So in
now,
the corporate side of my
throws me to Johnny is Jony. That took me a minute. I kept saying Joni all day. You don't have to. Let it go. Don't put energy into it.
I'm saying with you, I'm not. I'm letting it go. The thing that I struggle with is the corporate side of my business. My corporate clients refuse to call me Johnny, and they refuse to call me Jonathan. It's always John, and they spell it John, and I hate it.
Well, yeah, you can't blame them on that.
Absolutely, no, because it's white. It's so white.
No, I'm saying as far as spelling is concerned.
It's white. It's so white.
That's like my name's Bob, BAHB.
But dude,
I'm not sitting there saying you can't, but I can't get mad at someone saying B.O.B. I can't get mad at it.
When my TSA pre-check gets messed up because they booked my flight and I don't, and they put John with my legal last name on it, and I got to deal with all this crap at the airport or the hotel,
I don't like it. Fault but yours.
I hate it. No, it's theirs because
you
in my rider,
your name up. And
it has my name spelled out, copy paste. So that's aggravating.
Well, how do you think I feel? My name clearly is Stafford. It has been from birth.
And
I get Stanford. I got Comcast right now putting in fiber at Icon and so that they're calling me Stratford. Yeah. And I said, look, I'm in a good mood, so I'm actually joking. I'm being lighthearted around. She goes, okay. I said, point out to me in my name where you see a D and an R in the beginning part of my name, like anywhere. And she goes, what? Oh, Stafford. Okay, I'm so sorry. I said, no, don't apologize. I just want to. She goes, I don't know why. But there's a word for it. When you see a word and it looks like other words, not dyslexia. No, not that. Okay. But there's a word for that.
Okay.
Where your brain naturally moves letters in other areas and you say it. I forgot what the word. I need to find it out. Okay. But apparently, the Stafford is one of those.
It's one of those ones.
I get Stafford, I get Stanford, Sanford, and Stratford.
Okay.
All the time. Stratford really gets me. I was like, you didn't even put forth effort to pay attention.
I have never heard that. I'm curious to know what that word is.
Yeah. Abel Manakin Tata Ferry.
That's a Ferry.
I don't know what it, but I'm not making fun of his name. Just he's going to have to understand. People are going to get that.
It's going to be a struggle.
They're just going to be.
I will say this. I think that there's some benefit to a name change. I have seen some financial gain in using a name change. There have been conversations of people saying, "Hey, I'm gonna put a very specific name on a resume because it sounds a little bit more proper." And it gives
sure, yeah.
And even some of our favorite groups. If I say Girls Time, who do you think about?
Girls Time?
Yeah, what do you think about?
Just a young girl, female group.
Yeah,
probably
wasn't
like
that Destiny's Child?
Adolescent.
Wasn't that the first name?
It might have been, yeah. But I was going to say, I think adolescent.
Yeah,
you know.
But I mean, it's like the name change because certain things ring better to the ear, and
for sure.
And they bring more dollar signs. So there can't.
Boys to Men were smart though. They covered the whole gamut.
They did.
They covered the entire timeline.
Listen, we're gonna be this and it's gonna transition.
Right.
And the albums, you can feel that transition.
And rappers, look, if you're 40, 50, just drop the young part. Just drop it. Just let it go. Let it
go. Don't change your name anymore. I'm gonna keep mine as it is.
No, it's just gonna.
And I'm gonna keep an eye out since you brought it up because I think this conversation just came out of left field. I'm surprised you didn't know about Jamie Foxx though. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the whole Abel situation and see what Black China does.
No, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do music as a pseudonym, and I'm gonna try to get a collab with Abel. But my name is gonna be Kane. Oh, God, this guy here, man. Is that smart or what?
LifeOnPodcast.com is where you can get to
Let Me Love You by Kane and Abel.
Stop it.
No, wait, hey, Duck. The song's called Duck by Kane and Abel. No, we're going to call it Look Out.
Oh my
Look Out. Look Out by Kane and Abel. No, In the Club. The Club
Just
by
Johnny
Kane and Abel.
JUSTJONYVAN. Don't go anywhere to look this guy up. He's
Just Swinging by Kane and Abel. Life on Podcast. LifeOnPodcast.com for everything. Or StoneStafford.com. Yo, y'all got some good names for me. Let me out. We love y'all. We out. 1 million subscribers. 2023. We out. Peace.
So back to what I was saying.